Hello, I am JQC Spidey, and today we'll be going over every ghost of Phasmophobia. We'll click that. Spirits, a demon, there's a lot. A mimic, it's just a lot of ghosts. And today, me and you will be going over every ghost, and we're gonna start with a spirit. Let's get straight into it. Spirits are very common ghosts. They are very powerful, but passive, attacking only when they need to. They defend their place of death, so killing anyone that is caught overstaying too welcome. They don't have a strength, but their weakness is a spirit can be temporarily stopped using an incense near them, and they have EMF level 5, spirit box, and ghost rating. Now, this is a very common ghost, and their place of death is their favorite room. Like, say I'm getting EMF readings in the master bedroom, and that's probably its favorite room. And then, that's its place of death. That's what they're talking about, place of death and stuff. If you're in their room too long, they get really, like, mad and angry, so that's what they mean by only attacking when they need to. And they are very common ghosts, so you will likely get this ghost. Next, I will move to the Wraith. Wraiths are one of the most dangerous ghosts you can find. It also is the only known ghost that has the ability to flight, and has sometimes been known to travel through walls. Strength: Wraiths never touch the ground, meaning it can't be tracked by footprints. Weakness: Wraiths are afraid of salt and will actively avoid it. So I've had a couple of Wraiths in a couple rounds, and I don't think I've ever seen them fight for anything. I think they're just trying. I think the developers are just trying to scare you. I've had a lot of matches with the Wraith. I know I've had one before. Do I actually have the badge over here? I should have like the Wraith badge over here. I might have not have guessed the Wraith before, but I might have. But I know I've experienced it before. I just might not, like, have it yet. I might have not just, like, what I mean is, like, I have, Wraith discovered. See, I've had a couple of Wraiths in my matches, and I don't think I've ever seen them fly through walls. I think they're just doing this to scare you. Anyways, moving on to the next one. A phantom is a ghost that can possess the living, inducing fear into those around it. They are most commonly summoned around Ouija boards. And guys, if you want to know how to work all the cursed objects, that's for another video. Make sure to get a bunch of likes and views on this, and maybe I'll make the cursed objects. Strength. Looking at a phantom will drop your sanity very faster. So if there's like an event or a hunt and you see the phantom, you'll lose a ton of sanity. And you might think that sanity is pointless, but the less sanity you have, the more bigger of a chance for a ghost to hunt. But if you take a photo, it will make it temporarily disappear. So say you took a picture of the phantom and you wanted to look at it, and then you don't see a ghost in there even though you took a picture. But it's still titled ghost. That means you have a phantom. That's something really good about a phantom. So make sure to get some photos of phantoms. Poltergeist. One of the most famous ghosts. The poltergeist, known to manipulate objects around it to spread fear into its victims. Shrink. Poltergeist can throw multiple objects at once with great force. With nothing to throw, poltergeists become powerless. So what they mean is that if you had a poltergeist, and pretend this is a match and stuff, like, if there was a poltergeist, it could literally throw all these pins at once in the bowling ball. At once. No other ghost can do that. They literally just, like, do it, like, maybe normal ghosts do like 2 or 3 pins, but no, poltergeist can throw a lot of stuff in one hunt. But this happens. I've had a ghost that isn't a poltergeist, and It's throwing a lot of stuff, so make sure you focus on how much stuff it throws before you go straight to guessing Poltergeist. Next, we have a Banshee, the singing siren, known for attracting its victims through song. It is known to be single out its prey before making a killing blow. Strength, a Banshee will weaken its target before striking. Weakness, Banshees can sometimes be heard screaming with a parabolic microphone. Yeah, they're the only ones that can do that, so if you hear a ghost scream on the parabolic microphone, let me show you what the parabolic microphone is. Here's the parabolic microphone. You could use this to hear things that your regular ear cannot hear. And if you hear a scream on it, then you know you got a Banshee, because Banshees are like the only ones that scream on a parabolic mic. So that's something good about Banshee. Also, they only go for one person over and over again until they kill them, and then they go for another ghost. A Jinn. A Jinn is a territorial ghost that will attack when threatened. It has been known to be able to travel at significant speed. Strength. A Jinn will travel at faster speed if its victim is far away. Weakness. Turning up the location's power source will prevent the Jinn from using its ability. So, if you're far away from a Jinn and the power's on, it can get really fast, but not as fast as a Revenant, but we'll get to what a Revenant is. We'll get to what a Revenant is in a second. But, yeah, so if you're far away from the Jinn and it knows where you are, like, if you haven't broken line of sight with it and it sees you and you're far away from it, like, say you're in the school map and you're far away from it and it sees you, it's going to get faster. But when it gets closer, it's probably going to get, I think it's going to get a little bit slower, which makes it pretty tough to escape from the Jinn. A Mare. A Mare is the source of all nightmares, making it more powerful in the dark. Strength. A Mare will have an increased chance to attack in the dark. Turning the lights on around the Mare will lower its chance to attack. And there's also something called a Mare attack, where if you like flicker the lights, it can like start a Mare attack. I've seen it from a couple of people. And yes, you want to stay in the light with Mares, because it gives the ghost a higher chance to hunt in the dark. Now, like I said, we got to have Revenant. A Revenant is a violent ghost that will attack in, I don't know how to say that, indiscriminately. That's how, there, I can do it. Too bad. Their speed can be deceiving, as they are slow while dormant. However, as soon as they hunt, they can move incredibly fast. Strength. A Revenant will travel at a significantly faster speed when hunting their prey. Hiding from the Revenant will cause it to move very slowly. So what they mean by this is, if the Revenant sees you, the Revenant is the fastest ghost in all of Phasmophobia. If it doesn't see you and you're hiding, it will go really slow, like probably like this. But if it sees you, it's gonna run faster than you could sprint. So you want to be careful with Revenants. You always want to get some smudges for Revenants, so you can escape them. And if you don't know what a smudge is, I'll make it in another video explaining tier 1 items and all the other ones. Shade. A shade is known to be very shy. There's evidence to suggest that a shade will stop all paranormal activity if there are people nearby. Strength. Shades are much harder to find. Weakness. The ghost will not enter a hunt if there are people nearby. So what they mean, if you have like a whole entire crew with a shade inside of the haunted location, like Tanglewood. Let me go over here. Like, like Tanglewood or Edgefield or Ridgeview or all that, if you're in there, if you have like a whole entire crew in their house or their area, then sorry, excuse my nose. Then it will stop all paranormal activity, making it so you have to be alone, which most people don't really like to. On to the next one. Demon. Demons are the most aggressive ghosts we've ever encountered. Known to attack without a reason. They seem to enjoy the thrill of a hunt. And straight. Demons will initiate hunts more often than any other ghosts. Weakness. Demons fear the crucifix and will be less aggressive near one. So what they mean is, even as soon as you take one step in the house, it can set the hunt. It can start a hunt. You don't need to threaten it or stay in this place of death for too long to make it hunt. Literally, as soon as you're in the house, it can start a hunt, which is why it makes it the most aggressive ghost ever in Phasmophobia. But they are afraid of the crucifix because the crucifix is really good at stopping hunts. So that's probably why they fear the crucifix. On to the next ghost. Yurei. A Yurei is a ghost that has returned to the physical world, usually for the purpose of revenge or hatred. Strength. Yureis have been known to have a stronger effect on people's sanity. Weakness. Smudging the Yurei's place of death will trap it temporarily, reducing how much it wanders. So, say this is the ghost room and this is a smudge, and this is a lighter. If I smudge the lighter, I smudge if I light the smudge and I smudge it in its place of death, then it'll make it it'll trap it in here temporarily. So if it's it can't, I don't think it can really start a hunt then, because it will be trapped in this room temporarily. Anyways, on to the next ghost. Onis love to scare their victims as much as possible before attack. They are often seen in their physical form, guarding their place of death. Onis are much more active while people are nearby and will drain their sanity faster when manifesting. Weakness. Onis disappear less often while hunting their prey. So I think that means that they stay in a hunt for longer than other ghosts. And what they mean that they love to scare their victims as much as possible before attacking. They mean they love to do events. Like those events, like the breathing like one, like the, or the like one where it just stands there and just looks around. Yeah, and then after a couple events, it will start a hunt. Anyways, on to the second part. We're almost done. Yokai are common ghosts that are attracted to human voices. They can usually be found haunting family homes. Strength. Talking near a yokai will anger it, increasing the chance of attack. When hunting, a yokai can only hear voices close to it. So if it's all the way across the map and you're all the way over here and you want to talk to your friends, I think that means you could do it without the yokai hearing you. But be careful, because when it's not hunting, the more you talk, the more aggressive the yokai gets. So if you're trying to get, like, if you think it's a yokai and you're actually worried about it, and you want to talk a lot to your friends, only talk to them about evidence, not even pictures that you found, because they can go in the media and find that. All you want to talk about is what gear you're getting and all that, so you don't risk of dying to the yokai. On to the next one. A Hantu is a rare ghost that thrives in the coldest climates. The cold seems to make them more aggressive and empowered. Strength. Lower temperatures allow the Hantu to move at faster speeds. Weakness. Hantus move slower in warm areas. So what they mean is, like, say I see my breath in here and it's freezing temps, and of course they have freezing temps. Say I see my breath in here and it's freezing temps. Well, if the ghost hunts in here while I'm in it, it's gonna be really fast. Like, maybe as fast as this or something, I don't know. But, yeah, so that's why you want to stay in some warm areas. Oh, that's I think that's Tanglewood right there. Anyways, on to the next one. When a Goryo passes through a dot projector, using a video camera is the only way to see it. Straight. A Goryo will usually only show itself on camera if there are no people nearby. Weakness. They are rarely seen far from their place of death. And of course, yes, they have dots. So you can't see any ghosts on dots on video camera. That's what one person told me. But the only ghost that you can see on video camera with dots is a Goryo. So if you see dots on video camera, then you have a Goryo, which is why it's a pretty easy ghost. Anyways, on to the next one. Myling. A Myling is a very vocal and active ghost. They are rumored to be quiet when hunting their prey. Straight. And Myling is known to be quieter when hunting. Weakness. Mylings more frequently make paranormal sounds. Well, they're actually not known to be quieter when hunting. What they actually mean by that is that if your flashlight isn't flickering, you won't hear the Myling. But if your flashlight flickers, you will hear the Myling. So that's a good way. So if it's hunting and you have like a smudge, or if you have like a smudge, you can turn on your flashlight if you don't hear it. And then if you see your flashlight flickering and immediately hear it, you know you're gonna have a Myling. Anyways, on to the next one. The Onryo is often referred as the wraithful spirit. It steals souls from dying victims' bodies to seek revenge. This ghost has been known to fear any form of fire and will do anything to be far from it. Strength. Extinguishing a fire can cause an Onryo to attack. Weakness. When threatened, for some reason, this ghost will be less likely to hunt. Now that doesn't make sense. It should be when it makes it hunt, but okay. I guess that's just how they want to make knockouts. The twins. These ghosts have been reported to mimic each other's actions. They alternate their attacks to confuse their prey. Strength. Either twin can be angered and initiate an attack on their prey. Weakness. The twins will often interact with the environment at the same time. So that means they'll like throw stuff, they'll open doors, they'll step in salt, yeah, all that. But what they mean, either twin can be angered and sent to initiate an attack. One twin is faster than normal ghost speeds, and one twin is slower than normal ghost speeds. That's what they mean about like either twin. Anyways, on to the next one. Raiju. A Raiju is a demon that thrives on electrical current. While generally calm, they can become agitated. When overwhelmed with power. Strength. A Raiju can siphon power from nearby. Oh my god. Electrical devices, making it more faster. Weakness. Raiju are consistently disrupting electronic equipment when attacking, making it easier to track. So, what they mean by that is, if you're in a hunt, well, this works with most ghosts actually. If you have a hunt on and you have like electronic current, I think you'll like always. I know where you go. I don't know. I just know that it thrives on electronic current. That's pretty much what I know about this ghost. If you want me to try this again and try the Raiju again, learn more about it, post down in the comments, like this video, and on to the next one. Obake are terrifying shapeshifters, capable of taking many forms. They have been seen taking on humanoid shapes to attract their prey. Strength. When interacting with the environment, an Obake will rarely leave a trace. Weakness. Sometimes this ghost will shapeshift, leaving behind unique evidence. So what they mean by not leaving a trace, yes, it has ultraviolet right here. What they mean by rarely leave a trace, when it steps in salt, it will rarely leave UV behind. So if it can be an Obake, careful of crossing off UV right away, because then it could be an Obake tricking you. Anyways, on to the next ghost. The Mimic. The mimic is an elusive, mysterious copycat ghost that mirrors traits and behaviors from others, including other ghost types. Strength. We're unsure of what this ghost is capable of. Be careful. Weakness. Several reports have noted orb sightings near mimics. And look, their evidence aren't orbs, so you have to be careful about when you see orbs, because it could actually be a mimic tricking you. It could be a mimic trying to trick you, which is what makes them pretty dangerous and hard to get. Anyways, on to the next one. Moroi. Morois have risen from the grave to drain energy from the living. They have been known to place curses on their victims, curable only by antidotes or moving very far away. Strength. The weaker the victims, the stronger the Moroi comes. Weakness. Moroi suffer from hypersomnia, weakening them for longer periods. So I think what they mean by that is, like, I think it means like they have to wait for longer periods to actually hunt. And what they mean by the weaker their victims, it means the less sanity. I think it means the less sanity they have, the more stronger the Moroi becomes. So check your sanity. If it's been going down pretty fast, you know you have a Moroi. Deogen. Sometimes surrounded by endless fog, Deogens have been eluding ghost hunters for years. These ghosts have been reported to find even the most hidden prey after stalking them into exhaustion. Strength. Deogen constantly sense the living. You can run, but you can't hide. Weakness. Deogen require a lot of energy to form. It will move very slowly when approaching its victim. So what it means by that is, like, if you turn a corner and it can't see you, it will rush at you. But once it sees you, it's the slowest ghost in all Phasmophobia. But if it's not in, like, line of sight with you, it will run over you. But if it is in line of sight with you, it will be the slowest ghost in Phasmophobia. And and you can't hide from even in the most hidiest spot. You can't even hide in a closet. Even if you lost sight of the ghost, you can't hide in the closet. Deogens always know where you are. So if it's a Deogen, make sure not to go in any dead ends or closets, because that's gonna make it get you. But it's the slowest ghost in Phasmophobia, making it to be the easiest ghost to loop. You don't even have to loop it. You can literally just walk around it. And now the last ghost. Thays have been known to rapidly age over time, even in the afterlife. From what we've learned, they seem to deorientate faster within the presence of the living. Straight upon entering the location, they will become more active, defensive, and agile. Weakness. They will weaken over time, making them weaker, slower, and less aggressive. What they mean is that the Thaye will be really fast, like Revenant or something. But the more it hunts, and like the more it walks, it will get slower and slower to the point like it's slow like a Dio. And that is all the ghosts of Phasmophobia. If you want to see more content on this, like all the tier 1 items, and all the tier 2 items, then post down in the comments. Maybe we can get some likes and get me demonstrating the tiers. But I don't have all the tier 3 stuff yet. I will soon, but I don't have them all yet, so you're gonna have to wait for the tier 3 video. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope y'all have a great time playing Phasmophobia, and I hope this video really helped you out.